Okay, so this is going to be really quick. Just like a little update. Today is Saturday, September the 11th. And right now I'm sitting in a parking garage at a hospital. My mom is visiting my uncle, and they're only letting one person in at a time. So I'm not gonna go in. I'm just gonna sit in the car and wait for her to come back. But yes, so I am being induced on Tuesday the 14th. My appointment is scheduled for 5 o'clock in the evening on Tuesday, but I got a confirmation email, to confirm that induction. And they're gonna call me on Monday to give me the exact time that I'm supposed to be there, because the time that's on the appointment, in the email, it basically just says that the appointment time is not accurate. It's just to guarantee you a spot for that day, so that way you'll be in, and then they'll call you the day before or text you the day before and just tell you what time slots that they have open for you to get there. So I'll get that on Monday. Today I had to go get a COVID test. I'm not sure why they don't just give you the COVID test the day of, but I don't know. So I had the COVID test this morning, and then Monday is my last appointment to get my cervix checked to see how far along I have gotten within a week. And then that Tuesday, if everything's all good and I still have not progressed, then Tuesday I would most definitely be in the hospital. But even still, even if I have progressed and I've gotten further than 2 centimeters, I'll still be in the hospital on Tuesday. So I have a long week ahead of me. I'm excited because I finally get to meet my son, but I'm nervous because I've heard a lot of things in regards to being induced hurting and it being uncomfortable, and you don't get medication until after they've broken your water and the contractions start and all that. So the past few days I've been trying to do things like walk, stretch, get on my little exercise ball to push the process up. Because the last doctor's appointment that I went to, when she checked my cervix, she said she tried to kind of stretch it and kind of get it going to kind of help so that I'd go into labor, or so that my cervix would soften naturally instead. But I feel like I have been moving since I stopped working in July. I've been moving around. I've been walking around. I may not have been doing extensive stuff, but I've been walking around. I've been on my feet a lot. I've been doing things to get labor going, and in the process of trying to get it going, I guess it's just not working for me. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I couldn't tell you if I did know. So that's that. So we shall see what's going to happen. If he's born on a Tuesday on September the 14th, or if he's gonna be born on a Wednesday, September 15th. So we shall see. And I know my due date is until the 21st of September. However, being as though we just got back in town from running from a hurricane, I was a little uneasy being on the road because everybody was trying to leave. That Saturday, a lot of people couldn't leave early because a lot of people got last minute notices and last minute evacuation, not mandatory but voluntary, and it didn't really help much. So It was a lot of people on the highway on Saturday because a lot of people couldn't get off. A lot of people couldn't leave. And it's crazy that, you know, the city that I'm closest to, by them, you know, not being on top of it, by the mayor not being on top of it, and, you know, telling people, you know, evacuate at your own pace or whatever. Because the first time I heard anything from her was when she said that it wasn't a mandatory evacuation because time got away from her or whatever. So by it not being a mandatory evacuation, there was a lot of damage done to a lot of people's homes, and a lot of people lost their homes, lost their belongings once again, you know, just like it happened during Katrina. And by her not making it a mandatory evacuation, a lot of people's insurance won't cover the damages because it wasn't a mandatory evacuation. It was a voluntary evacuation. So it's just a lot going on. And when we left that Saturday evening, because we couldn't leave any earlier because my mom was at work and my aunt was at work as well. So when we did leave, we ended up being on the highway for 12 hours. That was the longest time I've ever been on the highway to go to Texas, ever. And usually it'll take you about 12 hours to do a one day, like a back and forth trip, like going to Texas and then coming back, roughly around like 10, 11, 12 hours. But this was a 12-hour sit in traffic, bumper to bumper ride, basically, to Texas. And I want to say when we had got to a certain spot, my uncle, one of my mom's youngest brother, he guided us through like little back ways to get to Texas so we could bypass the traffic. And that worked really, really well, because once we got bypassed that portion of traffic, we drove maybe 45 minutes and we were in Texas. And then once we got to the border of Texas and we were in, then it was a straight shot to the hotel that I had booked for us. So that was a long 12 hours on the highway, and I was nervous as hell because I was sitting for so long. I think I got out of the car twice. I used the bathroom in a cup because I refused to get up. It was so difficult for me to get up out of the car, and I had my dogs with me, so I peed in a cup and poured it out of the car. And I think I only got out of the car twice to let them walk around just a little bit and try to see if they had to use the bathroom, but they were so nervous that they couldn't. And so once we got to our destination and I got them out of the car and into the hotel, they went to the bathroom, you know, they ate, tried to calm their nerves and all that. And I had to calm mine and try to, you know, get situated because I had been in the car for 12 hours. I was tired, like dog tired. And I had been up for probably a good 16 hours in total. But I was so tired, so sleepy. My body was aching, you know, the normal pregnancy pains of being in one sitting position for so long. So that was that. And we stayed in Texas for about a week, from Saturday to Saturday. And then we got back on the highway Saturday morning and came back to Louisiana. And that's about it. So now there's another tropical storm or tropical depression in the Gulf that they're watching. And the last time I checked, which was earlier this morning, it was saying how it was going to go towards Texas. And Louisiana was just going to get like some hard rain and wind and humidity. So I guess we're keeping an eye on that. And I'm glad that I was able to book my induction or induction, however you pronounce the word. I think it's induction. I'm glad I was able to book this appointment way before we got word about the storm, because I actually missed one appointment because we were in Texas, but the appointment was canceled due to the storm. So there was just one appointment that I missed, but that appointment before that one I was able to get to, and I was able to book my induction that day for week 39, because they only let you be induced if you're, you know, at 39 weeks or higher. So I'm glad I was able to book that when I did, so that way, you know, if push comes to shove and we have to evacuate again for another storm, I'm leaving my car this time. I'm not taking my car with me. I will leave my car and let the insurance handle the car situation, and I will just get in the car with my mom and have my dogs and my baby, so that way I'd be able to, you know, tend to him and care to him while I'm in the car with him and I'm not driving. So, and doing all those stops, because I can do everything in the car and just make sure he's safe. So I'd rather do that than to be driving and I can't get to him. So that's that. So hopefully in a little bit we'll be leaving here, and I want to go get a snowball. That's my plan. Go get me a nice refreshing snowball and then go home and try to start, like, I've already put together most of the baby stuff. All his clothes are washed, his bed sheets are washed, blankets are washed, bed and everything put together. I just want to go home and like kind of relax. I want to like clean my room a little bit, like mop, sweep, and wash my bed sheets and give the dogs a bath and just relax for the rest of the day, because I'm worn out. I am so tired, and I just keep feeling like that bloating feeling because he's moving around. He just doesn't have any room. My torso is so small. Like, I feel like I'm small. My stomach is small, and I have a small uterus, so he's not gonna have very much room in there anyways. So I know he's like cramped up. So there's that. I'm exhausted, and I know he's probably exhausted, but my poor baby is so stubborn. He just doesn't want to come out on his own. So I feel like if I wouldn't have made that appointment to be induced, I'd probably be going past the 40-week mark, and that's something that I did not want, because I'm already uncomfortable and can't get comfortable in the bed, because any way that I lay down, it's like I'm squishing him and he's uncomfortable and he don't like it. So, you know, yeah, I'm tired. So yeah, I'm excited. I get to meet my kid in about 4 or 5 days. Well, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So 4 days. I get to meet my baby in about 4 days, and I'm excited about that. So yeah, like I said, I have a full week. I have ahead of me, so I have that, and then my friend's mom's funeral. So yeah, it's a long week. That's about it. Show you the baby bump before I go. 38 weeks and counting, baby.